I was just talking to some really nice young people. They were walking off. I was asking them if they can feel the energy in this place, and yeah, they get it. Made me really, really happy. Really happy. Really beautiful young people. I just wanted to point this out. It's caught my attention because, in my opinion, the Sasquatch did this. This is something they do a lot. The reason I say that is it's definitely not a walking stick. It's far too fat and short to be one. And yeah, pretty sure my friends did that. I mean, you know, you can never prove it as far as Sasquatch or human. Well, with the glyphs I can. I'm not going to get into that spiel again. But yeah, my opinion is that the Sasquatch did this for sure. Thank you guys for showing me that. You know, just really enjoying this walk. Just a beautiful energy in here today. Got a few pictures of some glyphs, and I saw that pole leaned up against the tree that I suspect the Sasquatch did, because that's what they do. And it, oh, there we go. That was certainly not a no-brainer, but certainly could be Sasquatch made. Anyway, I've seen a few things today, and the energy is amazing. And you know, I've been thinking, talking to my friend young Tyler, the guy I go into the woods with on quite a few occasions lately. You know, and he makes a good point, and a point that my dear wife Sue has brought up many times, and that I know too. But you know, in these strange times of upheaval and just the you know, seemingly demonic things, mandates and all this stuff that people are pushing on us, that many of us consider to be tyrannical, outright lies, all about control and all that stuff. And if you don't think that, that's fine. We all have our own understanding, our own realities. We create our own realities, and we just kind of fall into different camps of opinion, and you know, that's all right. But you know, that's how I see it. But I'm not going to get too much into that. The thing I just wanted to mention is that, you know, as I said, young Tyler brought up, I say young Tyler because I'm like 67, he's like 30. But, you know, we're like kindred spirits anyway, and have become good friends. And my wife Susan brought up is that we really, you know, from our perspective, we should be grateful for these people, or whoever they are, that are enforcing these mandates and seemingly taking away, or not seemingly, attempting to take away our freedom of speech, take away our democracy, our rights, trying to, you know, control us. We should actually be grateful to them, in the sense that, you know, this is a time of conscious shift, or some big change is coming. You know, I think we can all feel that. And, well, to clarify, I mean, you know, I was contacted by Sasquatch in 2012 for a reason. And it's been absolutely dramatic and a real deep teaching between myself and them ever since. And I'm not alone in that. So many people are seemingly waking up or experiencing things with Sasquatch or different entities, but basically they're waking up to something, and it just seems like it's that age, it's that time. It is the time. And so, that being so, I think that this overwhelming darkness and evil as we perceive it that is engulfing this world is really a blessing in the sense that I think that it takes something dramatic, something so obvious, something so nefarious to actually wake us up, you know. Like if we didn't have that bright light shining into the darkness, and if it wasn't revealing itself in such a, you know, an abrupt way, then the change that's coming may not be facilitated, because I think that the fact that it's being shown in such an obvious way is going to be the catalyst to a lot of this change. So I think that we have to keep our hearts and our intentions good and to not judge, and we'll get through this.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh wrinkles, you know, it touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. You know, it touches my foolish heart. Lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
You know, one thing that was taught me with that love zap, which I've described many times on my Pork and Bean show and on a lot of the videos on this channel, when I had that, you know, there was just kind of like an all-knowing. There was a connection, sure. I knew it was a universal being, eternal being, blah, 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 all that stuff. But the all-knowing was, oh, look at this. I seem to see faces in so many rocks these days. Paradoia? Probably, but, or maybe I'm just open to it. But anyway, so back in my train of thought. Oh boy, what was my train of thought? One thing that I have left out of my retelling of that amazing, life-changing, transcending, awakening moment that, you know, there's no way that I can come back from it or not be forever changed from it. And I think that anybody who experienced that, and many people have, you know, different circumstances, but the same kind of revelation or whatever, is the one thing I've left out lately, and I was reminded of from one of my shows, is that when I was in that state, not only did I felt like I had an all-knowing, I felt like I wasn't inquisitive. I didn't want questions. I didn't need answers. It just was. It just was. And that was all I needed. It was just a big connection feeling without any questions needed, so to speak. And the other big thing was, you know, when you're in that state or when you're in that knowing, there's no fear, because there really is nothing to fear. And so I think that the best thing that we can do at these times is, you know, project our thoughts towards a good outcome, project ourselves towards a light outcome. And don't put your fear into it, you know, no matter what, because fear is a huge controller. And, you know, these entities or these people or whoever is bringing this darkness to light, you know, they've been controlling us with fear forever and ever. And so I think that getting beyond our fear and, you know, strong beyond it, so that no matter what they try to push on you, you don't have any fear, because that's how I am when I'm at my best. I'm not always at my best, but I haven't been in a lot of fear lately. And so I think we have to project our thoughts towards light thoughts, positivity, don't go to the lowest denominator kind of thing of doom and gloom, and don't be in fear. You know, raising one's vibration is, as I see it, the way to do it. How do you do that? Well, I think maybe turn off the news, turn off the propaganda, accept people who have different opinions as that's where they are on their journey, and don't judge them. Things of that nature. So, just some thoughts I felt compelled to share along this walk, and if it resonates with any of you, you know, I feel blessed. And remember, we're all on this journey of life and this soul progression, and we're all at different stages of it. So just because somebody does not agree with us and they're at a completely polar opposite opinion or a completely opposite polar stage or polar opposite, don't judge them. Just understand that and love them for the fact that that's where they are in their walk. And so walk yours with no fear, walk yours with love, walk yours with no judgment, and think light thoughts and positivity. Because one thing is a fact, and it's an old saying, and it is a fact, it's always darkest before the light. And the light is coming. Thought in that pattern of darkness and light is illustrated, in every day of our existence. It's always dark in 24 hours and it always gets light. So that's the analogy. The darkness cannot stay. Eventually the darkness has to give way to light. So bless you all, and much love to you all, and courage and strength. And thank you for letting me say my words. And like I said, if they resonate with any of you, wonderful. If they don't, wonderful. Because that's the nature of day and night. And that's the nature of walking one's journey. That's the nature of differences which should be celebrated. That's the nature of no judgment. Accepting differences, embracing them, rejoicing in them, loving one another no matter what, and accepting that that's just where that person is. That's where that person needs to be on their soul incarnation. That's the road they're walking right now. Some of these negative roads, as we perceive it, that people are walking are actually they should be celebrated, because they're doing the hard work. They're doing the hard work. They're doing the fear-based work. They're doing the things that they have to get beyond. And that's okay. We've all been there. We have all been there. In closing, or a closing thought that occurred to me is, I don't want to portray somebody who is walking a righteous path, or even somebody who we would consider to be a shaman or a guru or whatever, is any further ahead or behind than anybody else that is walking this soul journey. And the reason I say that is the Sasquatch have taught me a very powerful lesson, that time is not linear. And I don't think that our soul progression is necessarily linear either. I mean, I do think that all our experiences are in the book of the Akashic Records, or whatever, or however you want to describe that. But, and I think that as we're incarnated again, we, in our essence, in our being, somewhere we have all that knowledge of everything we've learned up to that point. And so we're capable of bringing it out. I do believe that. But, having that knowledge and bringing it out could be two different things. And I think that somebody who is having seemingly a lower vibrational existence, or one of negativity, hatred, it could simply be because they have not learned that lesson yet. Or there's some lesson, perceived lesson, that is negative, that they have not learned yet, and so they have to go and revisit that before they can return to source, because I think we have to experience everything, to coin a movie, the good, the bad, and the ugly, before we do return to source. So, as I said, time is not linear, and I'm not so sure that soul progression is linear. So, judgment is just a fool's game, if you believe that.